All right, welcome back, everyone, to episode 48 of the One That's Your podcast. It has been so long since we have done one of these because oh my god, scheduling has just it's been bad. It's been rough. So in our last episode we had Jack Gerskis, right? And we talked about the musical and I was like, "Oh, next episode we could have some cast members." Well, we were going to have Audrey Sinelli and John Rowe for this episode, and they still want to be on and they still will most likely be on next episode. But scheduling with them was just wasn't working out. So I was like, all right. How about we bring back Owen Hubbard and Noel Martinson? That could be a fun little episode to talk to them about prom because that happened recently. But scheduling with them also was proving to be difficult. But today rolls around and it's the day where we can finally get this thing going. But Noel Martinson's all like, "Oh, I can't. I got schoolwork to do." And I'm like, "All right, let's just do it with Owen Hubbard then, right, Owen?" Ah, listen, Sawyer. I just don't want to do that. So here we are, the four of
Yeah.
us.
Hey,
I was,
it
yes,
was all worth it in the end. We spent 3 weeks trying to schedule guests. Look at where it got us.
nowhere.
And I have a spinny chair.
That is wonderful, Jacob. Anyways, let's just ignore all those bad jubies. You know, we don't need any more bad jubies, and let's get to talking about what I want to talk about, and that is prom, because that happened recently. Even though it was 11 days ago at this point, we're still going to talk about it because it was a fun old time. How was prom, everyone?
Dude, I had an amazing time at prom.
It was the best night. It was literally a movie. That night
You're
was a
the
movie.
dude. You might have had the best time at prom, dude.
Me?
Ian, he was the only one promming.
Yeah, Ian
All
was
night.
dancing the whole time.
He prom the hell out.
Yeah, oh, he was in there, wasn't he? You were like in
From
the,
the hell out of
describe the pit for me, Ian, because I never
Pit?
got into it.
He was
I'm
in
not gonna
Aztec
lie, yeah.
Central.
It was kind of lame as hell
It kind of was.
Really?
because
Oh.
it's homecoming. Every single grade is dancing in the pit, but at this one there's only one class, so there's only like a very small select few people that actually go to dance.
There was like maybe 20, between 20 and 30 people dancing at a time at most.
Yeah, it was kind of sad.
But
They
I
didn't
just-
play any slow dance music.
No.
I was kinda pissed.
Another reason I really wanted to have Owen on, because Owen was like, you know, he's Mr. President, he's in charge of prom, is that we had a DJ, right? And we had like a form that was like people could submit songs. And apparently, according to Owen at least, they gave him a list of songs to play. Like, here's some songs that people requested, and he didn't play any of them. Because, I mean, you
Oh.
probably noticed during the dance, he just played nothing but, you know, the classics, Cupid Shuffle, Cha-Cha Slide, Fireball.
Yeah, I didn't recognize anything that
He actually didn't play Fireball.
I'd heard from anywhere other than a school dance. They played a few songs that weren't like specific dance songs, but I didn't even recognize them at all.
Yeah,
I
there
should've
was like
recognized
one song, I don't even remember what song it was, but there was this song that like these two girls went up to the DJ and just asked him to play, and he did it, and they were like the only two dancing for that song. That was funny. No, I just remember that time and I, like there was a point where, I don't remember what song it was, but we were up on the upper level, and we were looking over the railing, and I was just watching Ian the whole time, busting it down.
Was I hitting that shit?
You were actually hitting that shit.
Dude, thank you. I appreciate that.
Dude, I really want to talk about my prom group's experience leading up to the dance, because prom is a lot less about the dance itself and more about what you do before and after the dance, right? Right, fellas? All right, and don't give
Yeah.
that look. That's weird.
Yo,
No, I, for one, put my entire group for prom together only 2 days before the actual dance. I had no plans before that, and I did it all while I was at work. But my group was me, my girlfriend, Thomas, Violet, Braden Hutchison, Lincoln Brown, Alex Ewing, and Isaiah Martinez. And oh my God, was it an actual train wreck leading up to the dance? It really was. Why are you nodding your head, Ian, like you were there?
Just because I
she
don't know.
listed the names. He knows the people.
I like to be involved in stories. I like to feel like I was there.
Because Isaiah Martinez and Alex Ewing were in the same room as one another. But the plan is that, well, here's what happened first. The first thing that Tom and I did is we went to Thomas and Violet to pick the two of them up. And we get there. Another reason I'm upset Owen isn't here is because we get to Thomas's house and we pick the two of them up. And then I hear a voice behind me. I go, "Hey, Sawyer." I turn around and Owen Hubbard's right there. And I'm like, "Hey, Owen, what's going on?" "Oh, I live here." And I look at Thomas and I'm like, "Thomas, did you know that Owen Hubbard lives right across from you?" "No, I didn't." They've lived right
Where
next.
Thomas lives.
That's
Nice,
insane.
Ian.
That means I know where Owen Hubbard lives.
Exactly. I'm like, you've lived here all this time and you didn't know that you lived right next to each other? That's insane.
When did you start living here?
I didn't ask that question, but
What?
I'm assuming a while. But we get back to my house. The plan for the day was we were all 8 of us were supposed to meet at my house at 4:00 to play Jackbox. I hooked my computer up to the TV in the living room. We were gonna play Jackbox. Isaiah and Braden showed up pretty much on time, but Alex showed up 30 minutes late. But Lincoln wasn't there yet. Alex showed up 30 minutes late solely because he wanted to be the last one there, and he wasn't. Because Lincoln was over an hour late. I think he was an hour and 20 minutes late because his pants got wet somehow. And he had to dry them, which took him like 4 hours somehow. And yeah, he was like an hour and 20 minutes late.
Why did Alex want to be the last one there?
For like a presentation. I don't know, actually. I don't know why he wanted to be the last one there.
You're walking all cool.
Sick as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But we went and took pictures at Middle Park at like 5:45 or whatever, and then we went over to Chili's. We went to Chili's for dinner, and the reason we went to Chili's was because Braden McCormick works there, and he doesn't go to prom. He didn't go to prom, so we thought, we might see him. We didn't, unfortunately. But we get to Chili's. It's like 6:30. We asked to sit down with 8 people, and they're like, "Oh, it's gonna be a 30-minute wait." And I'm like, "Oh, that's all right. We got plenty of time before the dance." And Lincoln's like, "Hey, Sawyer, I forgot my prom tickets at your house." So then Lincoln and I had to go back to my house to get them. And as we're driving back, I get a call from Alex. And Alex is like, "Hey, Sawyer, we really don't want to wait. So we're going to go over to McDonald's instead." I got so angry. I was like,
That's
"No
insane.
way we are going to
Yeah.
McDonald's." I believed him too. I called Thomas. It was like, "Thomas, please tell me you're not going to McDonald's. Please tell me you're staying at Chili's." He's like, No, we're staying at Chili's. It was just a prank." All right. And like it's
Well,
time.
you sat those like 5 goons on a bench for 30 minutes away from you, and you don't think they're gonna text you something funny?
I mean that's
That's a
fair.
little bit on you.
But I fully believe, because also Alex was like complaining when I said like, "All right, guys, it's gonna be a 30-minute wait." Alex just immediately went, "Oh, oh, come on, man, oh." But anyways, we make the wait. It wasn't actually 30 minutes; it was more like 20. And we sit down, and oh my god, they were the worst restaurant patrons I think I've ever seen in my entire life. It was genuinely so terrible. They were. Cause let me just begin. It's already. Ian knows these people. Ian knows how bad this was. It started with us ordering drinks. The waiter comes over, and the waiter was such a nice guy. He comes over, and you know how normally, when you're in like a group at a restaurant, and the waiter's asking what you want, you usually like go down a line, like you go in order on the
Mhm.
table, so that way he can easily keep track of what's going on. Like if a waiter came to us and asked us what we want to drink, it wouldn't go me and then David, right? That wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But he comes over to our table and he looks at Violet, who's at the end, and like asks her what she wants to drink. I don't know why she didn't say anything, and I don't want to explain exactly where everyone was at the table, but she doesn't say anything. And then Braden pipes up and he's like over here, and then Alex pops up and he's all the way over here. And they do the most out of order ordering of drinks I've ever seen in my life. And the waiter comes back with our drinks, and he's like, "So, who the fuck had what? I don't." And it even got to the point where when it came time to order our food, the waiter comes back over and he like gives us instructions. He was like, "All right, here's how we're gonna do things. You order first, then you, then you,
God.
then you."
He's like just playing a board game.
He had to give us instructions. But oh man, it was so bad. Isaiah and Alex just did not have a filter at all the entire dinner. Like they were saying the worst stuff imaginable. And there was this old couple behind us that would like give us the weirdest looks ever. Like Isaiah would be like, "Yo, what if I just had a grenade in my pocket right now?" They would give us the weirdest looks imaginable.
You can't go to Chili's and not expect some wildly patient.
That is true. It is true. It was the
Chili's
first time.
customers are my favorite customers. One time there was just girls flashing people at Chili's one time.
Were you
That was the
one
best restaurant experience I've ever had.
of- Okay.
I've been chasing that high at Chili's every time I go.
That's wild.
uh,
Wait. Sub story. Speaking of flashing,
well,
apparently, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but at the after prom, there were these girls flashing people in like the back area of the Betplex.
oh, why?
What?
I don't know. They were just popping titties.
That's really odd.
Come
I know.
on.
I think they got kicked out because my manager told me about it.
I mean, it makes sense if they got kicked out. That's that's not normally something you're supposed to do at the
no.
Betplex.
Mhm.
I think, yeah.
Anyways, that was a side story.
But I made fun of Braden. We actually all made fun of Braden because he ordered, I think, Cajun Alfredo. But I guess he had never seen the word Cajun before. So when he ordered the food, he was like, "Can I get the Cajun? Can I get the Cajun Alfredo?" And I piped up. I was like, "What the hell did you just say?" And even the waiter was like, "Yeah, what on earth? What are you talking about right now? You mean Cajun?"
Cajine Alfredo?
There
This
was
is real ethnic stuff.
there was a point where Isaiah asked for a refill on his lemonade. The waiter came over, gave him his lemonade, and Isaiah chugged like the entire thing in like 10 seconds. The waiter comes back over a few seconds later and goes, "Didn't I just refill that?" And Isaiah's like, yeah. Can I have another one?" There was a point where Alex
do it
asked for
again.
a water, and the waiter comes over with the water like 15 seconds later, and Alex, I guess, just forgot because the waiter hands him his water, and Alex goes, "Oh, what's this?"
The hell is this stuff, dude?
"It's your water, sir."
What are you feeding
Ah.
me?
"Thanks, fam." And he took the water. When it came time for us to get our checks, he couldn't fully remember what each person had because we were all paying separately. So he was over to the side with like a keyboard or like a computer and was putting in what everyone had. And he like called over to me first. He was like, "Hey, you, what'd you have?" And I told him what I had. And then he called over to Thomas, but Thomas wasn't listening. So I was like, "Hey, Thomas, look over there." And the guy's like, "What'd you have to drink?" And Thomas like, "Dr. Pepper." And then Thomas immediately averts his eyes away from the waiter right as he goes, "And what'd you have to eat?" And I'm like, "Thomas, tell the man what you had to eat." And he's like, "Oh, shoot, my bad. The triple dippers."
Why are you being so nosy, man? Come on.
It was just. Oh, also, Alex brought his camera inside and was taking pictures of us like with the flash on. So like everyone nearby was just getting like flashed with the camera.
Alex was flashing people at Chili's, dude.
It was. David, you're shaking your head.
What's your
down there.
tip? Did you hit? You
I'm
couldn't
just-
hit him
I'm
with
just
20%
listening.
off that.
I'm just listening to the story.
Do you think we
from-
were good patrons, David?
No, it sounds terrible.
Hey, I left a big.
David, you've been with worse groups.
I don't think so. I really don't think so.
Didn't you go with like Liam Young and you like yelled at the waiter for no reason or something?
Oh, yeah, I have gone with some freshmen who don't know proper etiquette. But
What do you
I
do?
think yelling. So let me tell my story. Let me tell my story. Okay, so basically, my section in band, so all the euphoniums. Earlier this year, we went out for lunch after school one day. So I guess it was more like a dinner. It was before a performance. Anyway, we go to Buffalo Wild Wings, which is a pretty easy place to like eat. And it was like the kids' first time going out and ordering food by themselves. And one of our section members, Liam, he ordered like a Mountain Dew, like Legends or something like that. And the waiter like stuttered on it and he like didn't know what he was talking about. And Liam said, "It's on the fucking menu."
Jesus, dude.
Good lord.
And
Yeah.
so I think he scared the poor waiter. I think the waiter was new because it was like kind of in that like school just started. So I think he'd just gotten hired on. And he was like, I'm like, "Liam, that's not how you that's not how you act to your waiter." And then the waiter comes back to order our food. And Liam, like after he ordered his food, he said, "You get that right this time?"
Oh my god, why is he
Like,
like the
are you-
rudest person ever?
What the
Like,
fuck?
and then he didn't say another word to the waiter the entire night. Anytime the waiter would come by to like refill his drink, his head would go straight down, and he just keeps like he knew, like he
He'd, like,
knew
wave him
that
away.
like yeah, like he knew that like he was like being like what he said was rude, and then he just got like so like like torn up about it that he just like didn't speak for the rest
Was
of the
he
night.
was
It
he just trying to be like
hilarious.
charismatic and cool?
I don't think he's ever ordered for himself before, so I think it just kind of came out rude.
Like the waiter comes
think-
over,
I
and he's like, "Fill this," and then he doesn't.
Yeah,
say
I don't
anything.
think he meant anything by it, but it was just it was funny because like Buffalo Wild Wings, it's not supposed to be serious.
Like the waiter comes over with his food, and he's like, "Hurry up now! Come on now! Get that over here!"
Yeah, hey, watch me eat this.
He like
Dry.
when you guys were ready to go, he whistled to the waiter like, "Come here, boy, give me that check."
Yeah.
Um, I think my table experience at Chili's was still worse though, because there are a few things that happen that I'm gonna leave out to protect the reputation of some of my table mates.
Yo, I think that ruins it more, dude.
No, I can't. I can't even.
I would never want any information omitted about me.
I can't say some of the things they did. But oh man, it was bad. I left a big tip. The waiter was so nice though. He was like so chill. Like he laughed whenever we did something stupid. But yeah, what about any of you guys? Let's divert, whatever the word I'm looking for is. How'd you
I was a lone wolf going to prom. And I didn't do anything until like 7 o'clock, like before I left, which is like the drive there.
Were you like howling?
So I was like, well, was I howling at the moon?
Yeah.
At 7 o'clock.
Huh.
No, I don't remember.
I think the sun was down.
But I was like, okay, this dance is gonna be lame. I've got to make sure that I am ready to party, that I'm ready to have fun. I said, how can I do that? And I went to Dunkin' Donuts and I ordered 6 shots of espresso, which is equal to 6 cups of coffee and like half of a cup of like fluid. And I chugged it and it tasted
Nasty.
like I was eating like coal that just came out of a fire. And then it kicked in when I was in the parking lot waiting to go into prom. And first of all, I had to piss really bad, and I didn't want to walk into prom like immediately when the doors opened, but I had to. And I'll tell you, the 30 minutes leading up to that, I was taking out all of my energy on Instagram threads, dude. I was cooking. I posted like 7 Instagram threads for nobody to read.
I read them.
In that span in the parking lot, dude.
Jacob cooks on Instagram threads. I'm like his only follower.
He's my only follower, and he likes all my posts.
I don't have threads, but I get the notifications that are like, so and so posted a thread you might like, and I'm like, oh, I don't care.
I'm sure you would like my threads.
It's usually you.
Well, I post at least once. I think I posted twice today. I don't remember what I posted, but Ian was reading me my threads the other day, and I don't know if it was just the ones when I was highly caffeinated, but 50% of them are very funny. And then the other 50% sound exactly like white moms on Facebook posting like those funny like memes with a colorful background. And I'm like, why the hell did I think of that? Why did I think that was funny?
Dude, the other day I
They still sound kind of funny when I read them in my head, but Ian was reading them like in a normal tone to me, and I was screaming at him to stop. I said, please stop reading my threads that people like. Stop.
Dude, I couldn't help myself from laughing the other day when I like actually saw a mom like wearing the mommy mama mom bruh shirt.
Dude, that's
I was out at the
maybe
farmer's
I'll wear that
market.
when I become a mother.
Well, okay.
I'll hit that up.
Ian, were you actually in like a party
Or
bus
stop.
or a party limo? I heard rumors about that. I don't know if misinformation was spread.
Who told you that?
I think it was like either Thomas or Anthony or something, because someone was like,
I saw Ian pull up in his car and then go back to his car 3
Dude,
times because
like
he forgot stuff, dude.
a few
My
days before
girlfriend-
prom.
I was a vigilante in the parking lot.
I was like, what are Ian's plans for prom? Should I ask him if he wants to be a part of our group? And like someone was like, nah, man, I heard Ian's gonna be in a party limo, dude. I'm like, oh dang, how did he manage that?
Yeah, I did not pull up in a party limo.
That's so lame. I mean, that was like prohibited. They said no party buses, but like, I don't know where I'm going with this point. That's just lame. Why no party buses?
No, regular car.
Okay. David, were you in a group for prom? I can't remember.
No, I went by myself. Well, I had dinner with my parents, and then I went by myself.
Oh, I have a question.
Yes.
Ian, why weren't you at the after prom? You said you would be, and then you were never there.
Yeah, I was supposed to go, but I had to drop my girlfriend off at her house.
Uh-huh.
And by the time I finished doing that, they wouldn't let me in. I was gonna sneak in through the employee entrance, but Officer Salisbury caught me and like kicked me out.
Oh, wait, so like you got there and they were like, you can't get in?
Yeah.
Dang, that sucks, dude. Did you at
Yeah,
least try?
it's
Did you like
kinda
even try
awkward.
to explain yourself?
Mhm.
That
They
sucks. That's
were
actually that's so
like,
lame. I
"It's
don't.
whack."
I don't know. I
And
don't.
and then I stuck around to the back employee entrance and was, like, about to go in, but then Officer Salisbury pulled up and saw my car was on. He was like, "Hey, what you doing back here?" I was like, nothing."
Smoking.
He sees you alone in the back seat. He's like, "What the hell? This is just sad, dude. Carry on."
Nothing.
He should have just
And
been like,
he
drugs, loitering.
Cocaine.
So, yeah, then he literally had to call my parents.
That's so
He called my
lame.
parents and said, "He never made it into the event. I'm sending him home."
That's crazy.
Dude, I was at after prom and like for 30 straight minutes I was looking for you. I didn't know if you showed up. And I'll tell you, all our coworkers thought I was a fucking loser walking around after prom alone trying to find you. That was depressing, dude.
I'm
That was
sorry.
kind of sad.
Sorry.
I played a single game of bowling against Jacob at the after prom.
Oh my god, I sucked ass at bowling. I haven't bowled in 3 or 4 years. I bowled a 60.
That's what they all say. Bowling and pool are the two games where, like, the second you start playing, you go, "Yo, I haven't played this in like a year." So
I
just,
can mess with pool though. I can hit some pool.
I've never played pool before in my life. I've never played an actual game. I'm a demon on
I love
iMessage
pool.
games, but
I go crazy on pool.
I've never played pool.
Dude, laser tag. I've never been in the laser tag arena. I worked at this place for a year and a half, and it was mid as hell, dude.
Dude,
I didn't like the laser.
when we
Better
played,
than most
I mean, I think
pools.
it was just the setting we had it on because it was like every man for himself. It was
yeah,
just too much. You gotta have teams, I think.
yeah, dude. When we played laser tag in our group, Corbin was in our group, and Corbin had the highest score. But that's like unfair. He has a height advantage. He can like lean over the. He can probably shoot over the like barricades that you hide behind.
He was like jumping up from the lower floor, hit people on the top floor.
Dude, that'd be so sick if you jumped off the top floor down to the bottom and did like a 360 trick shot and then broke your neck. That'd be so awesome. That'd be the coolest way to go.
And then got 40 points.
Yeah. That's how I went.
This is the first school dance I had a date to.
I would say
Good
same.
boy.
That's not true. Oh, ew, ew. David, first word said in like 10
What?
minutes.
But it was a lot of fun. I didn't really know where to take her. My mom got, because she works there, so she got us into Ruthie's, which is the restaurant on top of the casino.
Shit out of Hooters.
I should have
That's
gone
actually
Hooters.
sick.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Oh my
Um,
goodness. David, my girlfriend met your mom.
My mom.
Yes. There's a point at the after prom where Jacob and I were playing like this Twister game, right?
Yeah.
And my girlfriend timed she was off to the side, and like your mom, Lisa's her name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lisa comes on over and like is watching Jacob and I because she knows the two of us, and then she sees Time watching us, and I don't know what exactly was said between them, but she was like, "Oh, are you Sawyer's girlfriend?" And she's like, "Yeah," and she goes, "I'm Lisa. I'm David's mom. You know David?" And like I like
I think Twister might have been the highlight of my whole night.
That
Twister
was
sick.
that game was
I don't know if you
bullshit.
played
They
it.
wanted me to stretch in a way that would like cause my chest to split open. Like
It was just getting too sexual between me and you on the Twister.
maybe
that shit was
that's
nice.
because like it's like a 4-player game, and we chose the 2-player slots that are right next to each other instead of spreading out.
Well, what am I gonna play Twister 4 meters away from you? What's the point of that?
Well, we like
That's not the spirit of the game.
we like inch. Oh wait, it was actually so funny because I didn't understand the way the game works because I thought it was only colors on the floor. It said like put your hand on green, and I started slapping my hand on the floor. I'm like, oh wait, I'm supposed to put it on the wall.
There's buttons on the wall. He was slapping the floor trying to get it to work. It was like a sticker on the floor. He's like, why is it not censoring me?
oh my god, kiss dance.
Did your mom also post the picture of you and me at prom, David? The one where it looks like I'm about to kiss you?
That was a good post.
Maybe. I sent it to her.
Well, I think
So
she
she might have
did
posted it.
because, like, when Time and I got back to
Did your
my
mom
house.
say something? Or?
Well, yeah, my dad did. When we got back to my house, like right after the dance, before we went to the after prom, my dad was like, "So, what were you and David doing at the dance?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he like shows the picture. I'm like, "Oh, how'd you get that?"
Yeah. I sent all of my pictures that I took with people to my mom, like at prom. So she probably posted it on Facebook.
Alex Ewan was our photographer. He took like 3 days to get the photos to us, but they were fire. So I appreciate the wait. I'm okay with it. Oh
Missed the
man, what?
raffle at after prom.
Oh, the
The
raffle.
raffle.
Dude,
The raffle was bullshit, dude. Actually,
Dude,
no,
I
David,
love
you
the
won
raffle.
something.
The raffle was bullshit.
yeah.
Hold up.
I put
hold up.
my chips in one basket and didn't win.
Okay.
put all
I was-
chips in one basket. Free round of golf, baby. Look at this thing.
Have you used it?
No. I'm
You
gonna.
went to Palmer Hills, didn't you? Yeah.
They had
Actually, I haven't
the
golfed in a
raffle was-
week. I need to.
the raffle was what?
Oh,
Ian?
David, your rich ass hasn't gone golfing in a week. Oh no.
Al, you like my new golfing hat? I actually just got this one.
Nice.
Let's go.
That's so awesome.
That's good.
That's good.
Anyways,
Jacob
the
and
raffle
I.
is the one thing that I'm upset that I missed.
Yeah.
I wanted to win.
The raffle, I
Dude,
was the
win free
first
shit.
or second person. I think I was behind Corbett. I was like the first or second person to put my tickets in, which was kind of not a smart idea because I couldn't
Yeah.
assess where all the other tickets were going.
Yeah, I
But
think.
there was like a bunch of bags to put your tickets in, and it was like, oh, you can get a mini fridge, you can get a toaster oven, you can get free golfing, you can get iPad, you can get an iPad. And I was like, okay, well, there's too many fridges. I don't want a mini fridge. I'm not gonna put anything in that. And I didn't really want any of the stuff they had until I got to the iPads, and I was like, okay. I bet everybody else already has an iPad. They don't want an iPad. Why would anybody want an iPad? Also, there's 8 of them, so I have to wonder if I put all of my tickets in there. And then, like 7 minutes after I put them in, I noticed everybody else did the exact same thing. There were 8 iPads, and I didn't win one. Jerry won an iPad.
He did.
Yeah, there was like 3 people that like won iPads but had left after prom, so they didn't win the iPads.
Yeah.
That would have been the most
me
infuriating
up.
thing.
One person, the person who won the futon wasn't there, so they had to draw another one.
Yeah.
Jerry won one of the iPads, and I was talking to him in gym today. And I was like, "So, what did you do with the iPad? What do you do with it?" And he's like, "Oh, I watch YouTube on it."
That's what I did with my iPad.
That's all I
That's a
do.
good iPad.
Oh my god, I got so angry during gym. Not to divulge here, but like, we had to walk because Mr. Clark's gym class is the only gym class in our group. We don't do it like how you normally do it, where like for the first half of class is either like game, walking, or weight room. It's whatever Mr. Clark says it is. And today was a walking day. So, and because it's Wednesday, we walked the entire gym class, and we had to walk outside on the track, and it's hot as hell. Mr. Clark wasn't out there with us. His ass sat inside in the air-conditioned room the whole time, and we just had to walk outside. And oh man, what a time.
I went
Well, it
swimming.
would help if you didn't wear
Clark,
only
though.
all black every day, dude. That would. What shirt are you wearing, dude? What shirt are you wearing?
Iowa National Guard, baby. I'm not going. What else? What else happened at prom? There's got to be more little stories.
Oh, the immediate, like 30 seconds I walked into prom, I went upstairs. I hit the Lego table. I think I told everybody this when I was there. I was like, all right, I'm gonna be Mr. Funny Man. I'm gonna build a penis on the Lego table. And then midway through my sculpture, Miss D walks up. She's like, I see what you're doing. Stop that. And then I never went back upstairs until I did go back upstairs.
There was a surprising number of people that came up to me and congratulated me on my promposal because I posted it and they were like, "Oh, I really like your promposal." And I was
You
like,
spelled
"How
the
do you
word
know
wrong."
who you are?"
Oh, dude, should we go through the promposal story? I don't even know.
There is quite a story there.
There's quite a story.
I don't really remember it.
That's your story, bud.
It is technically my story.
I also forgot.
Well, I was running kind of late on my promposal. I was running out of time to do it. I kind of procrastinated it, like I do with most things.
He proposed after he bought her tickets.
You're supposed to propose before you buy tickets.
I mean, yeah, that's usually what like the
That's
proposal
the
is.
idea.
You
I
don't
know
like
all the rules.
you don't like book
That's
a
what
wedding
my-
venue before proposing to someone.
I,
Hey,
I said this is
did
my
you notice
first-
that ring of yours right there? Do you know what that means?
We are getting married. I have the date picked out, the cake, the
Oh my god.
I said this is my first date ever, so I didn't know all the rules. But I went out and bought a bunch of stuff and started making the sign. I cooked up the sign and told Jacob and Armand to come over. It was gonna be Jacob and Sawyer, but Sawyer was sick.
I was
Give me
sick
Jacob
and I
and
don't
Jerry.
have a fourth block, and I was like, oh, I'm already home anyways. I don't.
It was gonna be Jacob and Jerry, but Jerry, I don't remember his excuse.
I've got to go
But
play
didn't want
video
to.
games. I don't know.
Gotta go goon. Yeah, he's got lots of
Yeah.
gooning to do.
On his iPad.
He's playing with his new iPad. But then I called Armand because I figured he has no life.
Oh, damn.
I just mean he doesn't have a job. So he came over and he helped me. And the plan was I was gonna ride on top of my car, and Armand was gonna drive and pull up in front of her house as I'm playing romantic music. And Jacob's gonna knock on her door and record the whole thing.
And technically it went according to plan.
Oh, I
Perfect.
forgot about that, Jacob. So me and Armand are down the street and we're waiting for Jacob to kind
No,
of
we
give
got to
us
go to the crumble cookie thing. Because
What?
not only did he call us over to do this proposal, but he was like, we need to gather the ingredients that I should have gotten at least
no, because-
2 days in advance.
No, because I'm not
Well,
gonna
okay,
get
I show up to his house, and he's still making a poster. He hasn't colored any of the large bubble letters on the poster. So he's like, will you help me color in with washable markers 50% of this large piece of paper? I'm like, sure, man, hell yeah. And I color in like 4 letters and watch him do the other ones. But then we finally finished that, and then he's like, okay, I need to give her some crumble cookies. So we got to go over to Crumble Cookie, and I need to get flowers. And me and Armand, I think, were on time constraints. Like, I had to work or something, I think. And Armand had to get home to, like, return the car or something. But we set off to Crumble Cookie, and we go there, and that's where you came up with the idea of playing that nice music. That nice, with just the two of us, the saxophone part.
it was.
You were like, okay, Jacob, can you go find the timestamp and connect your Wi-Fi to my van so we can play this over the speakers that she can't hear from 30 meters away? I was like, yeah, I got you, man. And we go into Crumble Cookie, and it's a full house at Crumble Cookie. And Armand and Ian, I don't know what sort of voodoo he puts on you, but you were both singing right in my ear. Whatever song you were singing. You were singing some Elvis song at full volume in this quiet Crumble Cookie for 20 minutes. And that's pretty sick. And then that was right next to Hy-Vee. You were gonna get the flowers at Hy-Vee.
Mhm.
And so you're like, I want to be a secret super spy. I'm gonna park here and you're gonna drive around the parking lot. And I'm like, shit, man, alright. I don't think I have my license on me right now, but that's cool. So he jumps out of the car. He barks it and then jumps out of the car. And I'm like, damn, I'm in a parking lot, like in the lane that I have to drive from. So I jump into the front seat. I'm wearing slides. My shoes both come off, and all of my change and all of my everything comes out of my pockets. I dive into the front seat, and then I circle this parking lot, this Hy-Vee parking lot, barefoot in a car that I've never driven, in a dirty ass car that I've never driven.
That's
And I
true.
don't know where my phone is that I need to connect the Bluetooth to. I circled for like 20 minutes. Or it was like 7 minutes, but it felt like 20 minutes. And I was like, should we just get Moe's or something, Armand? This is kind of sick. This is kind of nice. And Armand turned the volume all the way up on this shit-ass Elvis song that he had on repeat, circling this parking lot. And then Ian comes out with flowers, and he's like, okay, would you be good driving like 4 more miles north barefoot in this car you've never driven? I'm like, sure, I'll go on the
I have a
freeway.
question. Wait,
That's cool.
can I stop for just a moment? I may have missed something. Why did you want him to drive circles around the parking lot instead of just parking?
Okay. So
He was like, I don't want to walk 8 meters from a parking spot to the
not what it
car.
was.
I'd rather wait for you to drive from wherever you are in the circle around to get me because it would be cool. It was just to be cool in his mind, but he thought it would save time.
that's not what it was at all.
What was
So
it?
we were on a time constraint, like Jacob already said. And earlier Jacob said that we had to go get the supplies that day because I'm a terrible planner. But I'm not gonna buy flowers and Crumble Cookie 2 days in advance just to let them rot in my basement. I had to get them fresh. So we set out to Crumble Cookie, and then Armand's like, dude, I gotta return my car. My dad's about to go to work. We have like 20 minutes. Or like 15 or 10 or something. And I was like, okay, we're gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna pull up to the Hy-Vee parking lot. I'm gonna jump out of the car right at the front door so I can run in super quick and grab the flowers. Then you guys are gonna park and do circles until I come back outside so I can hop back in the car and we can go. We don't gotta park and run all the way up there. It's efficient. And it is cool, like Jacob said.
It was very cool.
It was very cool. So that's why we drove circles instead of parked.
All right. Continue the story.
Jacob?
Well, that was about it until to the part where Ian was going to get to. But one thing I want to mention is the fact that Ian's car drifts to the right, and you have to turn the steering wheel like a quarter to the left just to go forward, and I was barefoot, and the
Yeah,
seat was in the wrong position, and I didn't make any traffic violations, and I was very proud of my driving.
My alignment is a little too far to the right, so it drifts that way. I never noticed until Jacob pointed it out.
Now I ruined your life.
You did actually.
Can't drive anymore.
Can't unsee it anymore.
That's-
Anyways, so Armand drops off his car and we go to Bailey's house. We're down a couple houses. Wait, yes, sorry. Oh, you're adjusting your camera. We're down a couple houses, and we stop the car. I get out of the car and I lie down on the roof and hold the sign. And Jacob.
Okay, we spent 20 minutes deciding the plan that you had supposedly had set out for days in advance.
I had the plan, but Armand kept saying some stupid ass shit.
Armand was like, she's not going to be able to see you because what if her eyes are closed? You're like, we don't need to solve these problems.
What if she's blind?
Actually, she walked outside without her glasses on, so she was technically blind.
Damn, all right.
Yeah, that's in the video. She's like, you know I can't see this, right?
Anyways.
That's the first thing she says. She's not like, aw. She's like, aw, he's finally proposing. She's like, I can't see that shit.
Anyways, we're down the street. We figured out the plan. I'm on top of the car, and Jacob, his job is to run up to her door, knock, and wait for her to come outside and then record it because she wanted her reaction recorded so she could post it or do whatever with it. And Jacob runs up to the door, and I'm down a couple of houses on top of the car, and Armand's waiting for me to give him the signal to drive. And Jacob's standing in front of the door for like 10 minutes. And I keep looking at him like, Jacob, what's going on? It's like, what's happening?
Making vague hand signals that could mean good or bad things.
Yeah, I swear to God, he gave me this hand signal. I don't know what the hell that means.
I did this, but it was a bit far away.
Like this. So I thought it was like, it's off. Like, it's not going to work. And I was like, what the hell's going on? And then I saw his mouth moving. And I noticed he was talking to the Ring doorbell on the side of the house. And it turns out her parents weren't home. So when he knocked on the door, or ring the ring or whatever, her parents answered and was like, who the hell is this random ass kid at my house?
Yeah. So my job, well, no, the way you had it planned out is that you didn't, I presume you have some way of contacting her parents that you could have said, hey, I'm going to do this. Well, what, you didn't have the day set, so you didn't want to tell them that you're going to do something on a day?
Well, that and also I surprised her parents too. You know, it's two birds in one stone.
I don't think that's as important, surprising her parents. But his plan was to send up this strange-looking kid in slides in pink shorts, holding a recording camera. And this house has like 4 no soliciting signs, and their daughter is alone upstairs. And I ring on the Ring doorbell, recording on this phone, looking disheveled, random ass kid. I ring it like 4 times, and I'm finally like, I hoped it. I didn't know if it was gonna be her mom or if it was gonna be her. So I was like, Ian's here. He's got something set up. And that's what I say. And then finally, she comes out and she's like, I can't see that shit. And then, then it works.
Yeah.
You roll up. I couldn't hear the music from back there. We spent 30 minutes connecting the Bluetooth. I couldn't hear it. And it was
You hear when she walked closer. Anyways, Jacob, I was so scared when he was up there, and then I realized he was talking to the Ring, and I was also scared. But then I finally see her step out so I can signal to Armand, and we pull up, and I look goofy as hell on top of my car, but that's kind of what I was going for. I had a rose in my mouth.
Oh my god!
I was lying like I had sunglasses on. I had a rose in my mouth. I was lying down like this.
No, you actually did look kind of cool though.
I did look
at my cool in an ironic way. It was nice. It worked out.
I think it's on my Instagram. You can go check it out.
Yeah.
Or it's on my girlfriend's Instagram. One of the two.
And you spelled a word wrong on your prom sign.
Spelled a word wrong on my.
What word did he spell wrong?
You didn't know? I thought Thomas pointed it out to you.
He did.
I checked for wrong words. I didn't notice that.
Yes, there 100% is a word spelled wrong. You forgot the
if it's
H.
the ED in crumble.
No.
There,
No. He forgot the H in together.
There's an H in together?
Yes.
Oh my god. How the hell did I not notice that? Together?
It says together.
I didn't. I even
That's
Googled how to
insane.
spell some of the other words.
I was this close. I was this close to messaging you immediately because I saw it like that. But then Thomas already had like messaged me and was like, "Yo, did you see Ian's prom sign?" I was like, "Yeah," and he sent me a screenshot that he messaged you, showing you the thing. And I was like, "All right, Thomas already
Can
took
you
care of
stitch
it."
my heart back together?
I thought you knew.
It's not my fault I can't
Did
spell
she notice?
words.
Wait, did she notice?
I don't think she noticed at the time, but she pointed it out later.
Okay, okay.
I was making fun of the whole rest of the sound. I didn't even see that. Maybe I assumed you knew better. I was like, I hope that he spell checked these words before shittily
did.
making them in bubble letter.
I swear I did. I don't know how I missed that.
That's so funny.
It wouldn't be my sign if everything was spelled correctly.
That's true. That is true.
Oh.
I saw that and I was like, oh, Bailey probably thought that was funny.
Oh, that's
Oh, but prom, man, what a night! Oh, another fun thing, decorating. We had decorating the morning of David and I because we're Mr. Stuco and Mrs. Stuco. And one of the things we did for prom decorating was the photos. Right, people could send in photos. They had to be in black and white of just anything throughout high school. There were, I think, 144 submitted in total. I submitted 37. I did a quarter of all of them. So at prom, I was with Time, and I just kept going like, "Hey, look right there. That's me. Oh, you see that photo? That's also me, and I'm right there too."
I looked at the photos more.
There was one photo that had Thomas in it, and Thomas just took it.
He took it? Like,
Yeah.
just like took it off the string?
Yeah,
Were there any photos of me?
yeah, quite a lot actually.
I should have looked for them.
There was like one that was like a sophomore homecoming when it's like the picture of you, me, Caden, and Jerry outside the front entrance that your mom took.
Caden's mom took. I remember.
Oh,
that.
right,
That was-
right. I don't know. There were a lot of photos from like this school year, but yeah, that was pretty neato. All those tables at prom that had the cloth and all that was David and I. We set those up, right, David?
that's good.
That's why
That's
it looks so
good.
good.
Yeah, that's
Good
why.
job, guys. Let's
So
go
like
repeat.
every one time you like sat down, you could like sense our energy from those tables.
I did.
I think I noticed that.
I think I felt the aura.
Dude, I don't know if it was just that night, but I was actually like revolutionizing the way I think about how I speak. I was starting to notice I couldn't hold a conversation with anybody. The whole night at prom, I would just go up to people and say some random ass shit in their ear.
That's what I
would
do.
like scamper off. Dude, I was saying some funny ass stuff though. I don't remember anything I said.
I think there was only one conversation I had at prom that was like genuinely awkward, and I don't know why, because I was trying to introduce Time to like literally everyone. You guys probably noticed. And Alex Johnston stopped me and was like, "Yo, what's up, Sawyer?" I was like, "Oh, hi, Alex." And I was like, "This is my girlfriend," and he's like, "Nice to meet you." Sawyer's the man, by the way. And I'm like, yeah. All right, bye, Alex. That was the only awkward interaction I think I had. Maybe I had more. I don't know. I'm bad at noticing that. And there's a sign behind you that says "I love my girlfriend." Is that just?
I don't know. It's just a fact.
That's just a little factoid you
Cool.
got, dude.
Little fact.
I got a dinosaur ring, and my girlfriend has a matching one. That's all I wanted to say there. What did you say, Ian?
Baller.
Oh, thank you. I am known to be pretty baller. I don't know. I think that's all I have to say about prom night, really. There's not a whole lot else to really talk about, I don't think, unless you guys
It was a
have
good
any
night.
other little stories. After prom was pretty, I mean, it was all right. It was the Betplex. I don't know what, there's not a whole lot you can really say, like, dude, this one arcade game. Like, I don't know.
After I noticed you weren't at after prom, Ian, and once I left after prom, I was like, well, I guess he flaked on us. And then I was driving home, and like a few like blocks from where we live, not that we live together, but like we live in similar streets. It was on like Manchester or something. There was like a car accident that they like blocked off the road to.
Saw that.
And there was like police, and I like had to make a weird U-turn, and there was no warning. And I was like getting home, and I was like, shit, maybe he wasn't at after prom because he crashed and died. And I was like, I genuinely thought you
Oh
died.
my
And I'll
god.
tell you, I got over it in 20 minutes and went to sleep. I was like, well, that's too bad.
Oh, well, Ian Chandler, what a guy. Anyways,
Yeah.
Hell of a life.
Hey, actually, I saw that crash when I was dropping off Bailey.
you saw like the crash actually happen?
No, I just saw the police.
All right. Wait,
So
so
why they didn't have
they were
any-
there the whole, like
They didn't.
from.
The entire road was blocked, and they didn't walk off the intersection like 3 yards in front of it.
Wait, so
like a few hours
like they were
later.
dealing with it the entirety of after prom for like 3 hours. Dang.
They must have been. I
My
had no
mom
clue.
and dad also saw it too.
Maybe I'm
That
thinking of a
that was
different-
them coming home at like
Ma-
12.
Maybe there was 30 different accidents.
Maybe it was a different crash
different
because
times.
I'm like, it's kind of crazy if Ian saw it before after prom and then Jacob saw it after prom at like 2 a.m. You'd think they'd have it cleared up
I
by
have no
then,
clue.
regardless.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't really know what roads Jacob is talking about because I'm really bad with roads.
Really no Spruce Hills. Which road is the middle school on?
That's
I think it's
on.
Spruce Hills.
That's
It's,
18.
it's Spruce Hills.
Oh yeah, Spruce Hills in 18.
No, yeah, I'm talking about Spruce Hills next to Old Chicago.
Oh
Right
yeah,
through that
same-
intersection.
No, that quick
Yep,
story there.
same
yeah.
one. I don't know.
That's the crash I saw.
Dude, apparently the other person apparently the lady that we had student council had to work with for like setting up prom was also really bad with roads because they were like trying to figure out like how kids were gonna get in. And they were like, "What road do kids enter on?" And the lady that works at the Putnam was like, I don't know the roads here. Don't you work here?" I thought that was funny. Hearing about
Dude, I was rushing to after prom. I was like, okay, I have to go. I have to find somewhere to change. I have to go to after prom. And I like went on the highway and I stopped in this truck stop and just stripped nude in my car and changed
nude.
into some comfier clothes.
Underwear
Felt
too.
like a creep. There, what?
Underwear too.
I don't know. I don't remember.
It was a blur. That night was a
I don't
blur.
know.
That was a
Wow,
movie.
it's a movie.
Literally, there were cameramen following me around all night.
Ian, should we talk about the after proms we worked? I don't really remember anything that happened other than putting tables away at the last one. I couldn't name anything notable. It was a good time though.
It's kind of real.
What
Me-
happened at
me
the
and Jacob
first
work
one?
at the after. Work at the Bedplex. I'm sure almost everyone knows that by now. But we have to work the other after proms. We had to work PVs and
Davenport's. That was the first one.
It
That
was
was
no,
the one
not
where you were
Davenport.
upstairs. What?
It was Davenport Central and North. West was not invited. I found that out.
Where did West have prom?
Theirs was
Sorry,
not
you-
surprised.
yeah.
theirs was the Despicable Me at Cinemark. Did I talk about this on the podcast? Did I?
I think you might have mentioned
I
it, but
haven't
you,
heard that.
you didn't go into
Well,
depth.
you couldn't have because it's been 4 weeks since we recorded.
Well, it's West's after prom, I worked it, and I didn't even know I was working it because they rented, because you know you can do this. They rented out a theater at Cinemark. It was Theater 11, and they played Despicable Me 1.
That's
That's kind of rad.
Only like 10 people showed up to it. Because I was working and I look at like the schedule sheet for all the theaters and I see Despicable Me. I'm like, what in the why are we showing this? But I found
Which
out.
is it?
I'm going to North Scots prom on Saturday with my girlfriend, we're not going to North Scots after prom. I think she said it's at Palmer Hills. I don't know if they're letting people play golf, but
Wait.
I don't.
After prom at
Couple of names
Palmer.
after prom.
That's
She
what
just
I
walked
think.
around.
That's what.
That's
Okay,
a
okay.
after prom.
Alright, but if it's after prom, it's gonna be pitch black.
I know
outside.
she said golf.
Well, they've gotta
course.
have
I'm
lights.
assuming it's Palmer, but
Well, there is a lot of golf courses. I don't know.
That'd be a weird one for North Scott.
I don't
'cause
know.
They
I
have,
don't-
one- they have a
North.
they have a golf course in Eldridge.
Maybe
Think
it's
about
that. I don't know what golf course, but I just know it's a golf course, and that sounds like weird, so we're not gonna go to it.
Right.
Yo, let me go to it. Buy a ticket.
Okay.
I saw Owen Hubbard at
I'll go.
the PV after prom.
Yeah,
There's
his
a lot of people
girlfriend
at
is
the PV after
PV.
prom.
I said
Yeah, I'm the only person I really saw. I saw Noah. What's his name? He was on the podcast. Not the one
Martinson?
we were in
Levitt,
today.
Martinson, Solis.
Noah. No, Solus. I saw Noah Solus. He was at my upstairs bar. I was at the upstairs bar at this last one, and Ian was at the downstairs bar. I was very dismayed because I couldn't talk to anybody. I was just upstairs talking to PV kids. Or I talked to like one PV kid. But then Noah Solus comes up, and I'm like, it's my dying wish. Been dying up here for 90 whole minutes doing nothing, filling drinks. Would you please go downstairs and call Ian a bitch in my name? And allegedly he did so. That made me happy.
Did he? Did he? Ian?
Are you? Yeah, you're on the podcast. Are you gonna?
Ian, we can't hear you. Oh,
He
he's talking to
is
somebody.
muted.
I was talking to my mom.
Did he call you a bitch? Did Noah Solis call you a bitch?
He did actually, yeah.
Oh.
Jacob told him to.
Oh, I do have one more story from prom. This was at the dance. I'm like, oh my god, my chicken jockey fell over.
Oh Oh no.
Quick flex. Quick little flex.
Oh, by the way, my chicken
My
job.
investments.
My chicken
Where'd they
job.
go?
Dude, I had like an aura loss moment at prom because I was upstairs. I don't know why I was like away from everybody, but I saw someone who doesn't even go to Bettendorf. I think he's like a PV kid, but he was at the Lego table at the dance, and I only saw the back of his head, and I 100% thought it was like I thought it was Lincoln. So I went up like behind him and was like, "Hey, what you building there, buddy?" And then he looks at me, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, I don't know who you are." And I walked away.
Oh my god. This isn't a prom related story, but just an oral loss story. I thought it was funny. I served
Oh,
I served
Dude,
for
you
the
gotta-
first time by myself, and it was dead. It was like extra dead. So I only had like I think 10 tables all night. But it was these tables of these like maybe sophomore freshman girls, and they had gotten these boneless wings. And I walked away and let them eat. But I came back around and I was like, "Hey, how's everything?" And she goes, "Oh, my wings are kind of ice for them. What the fuck?"
Wait, say that again.
you
Like,
muted,
cut out.
you muted it at the wrong time.
Oh my god, start over. What'd she say?
You ruined your funny joke.
She said, "My wings are kind of hot." And I looked at her and I said, "Do you want me to get you some ice?"
You're the
I
worst
just
waiter
laughed
ever.
and walked away.
Yeah, you didn't even wait for her to respond. You just left. You said, "You want some ice with that?" And then you walked.
And then I ran back and told Jacob it and said I was so embarrassed. And I
Did you
never
do
told
something
him.
about a cheeseburger or something?
Oh yeah, and then another kid ordered a cheeseburger, and I told Jacob I really want to do the same thing. Want some ice
Oh.
for that cheeseburger?
Never. I thought there was something funny there.
Like,
No.
Dude, should we talk about the handball escapades?
Oh my
That was
god!
a good night. We've been
I
having some
told-
nice shifts together, dude.
I told Braylon about the handball escapades.
what,
Thought it was
what are the
We had
handballs?
Will you tell us?
I'll tell you. So there was this sport. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's called handball.
Mm-hmm.
It's like soccer but with your hands,
Right,
and it's
right.
big in Europe. But at the Betplex, they had a bunch of people from Europe come and play handball as like a little tournament thing. And me and Jacob were enthralled. We loved it. We wanted to know everything about handball, but we were at work. We couldn't just leave our kitchen downstairs because what if we got to order? So we had the genius idea where Jacob FaceTimed me. And then
True
he
F
put his
students.
phone-
We were inventors.
We are the F students. And he put his
Okay,
phone-
for the first hour of handball, we were just kind of running back down to the kitchen. We would send one back. We'd be like, "Oh, is there any orders?" No. We were just, up. We were up at the level 2 fitness area, looking down on the basketball courts, and we were like, "That's some nice handball going on. That's some good stuff. We're watching some good points." And then I was like, "Oh my god, I've had this genius idea since I worked here." I said, "Well, all I really need to focus on in this job is whether there's an order on this screen right here. I need to see an order with my eyes. Now, what if I get on a Snapchat call and I face my Snapchat camera at the board, and then remotely we work from home. We have another phone, and I can see the board from eons away." So, we're watching handball, and I go down to the kitchen, and I prop my phone up on like this spoon container, and then we go up, and we're working from sports event. It's a great time.
Mm-hmm.
Ian, you gotta
Huh?
tell him about the dude who walked up who didn't speak very much
Okay,
English.
so there was this dude. He came up and he was like, "I'm here to take pictures," and so we couldn't really understand him because he had an accent. So we were just like, "Okay." And then he walked up next to us and just started taking pictures of the game, and he had a conversation with us. He was like, "What is?" We
He
had a
was making
conversation
fun of
with him.
football. Well, he
What?
was telling us about how we were like, we've never seen this game. This is just a European thing. And he was like, well, even though you think these guys are really good, they actually suck. This is the amateur league. And they were putting down some nice plays. But he was like, this is the amateur league. And, you guys don't even know how popular this sport is. Back in my home country, there will be a home handball game going on. People will be cheering. They'll have synchronized cheers. They'll have pyrotechnics. They'll have planes fly over. You ain't got nothing like that in the States. And neither of us broke and told him, hey, that's exactly what football is. Because he even brought up football. He was like, football's nothing like this, dude. You don't even know. Handball is the shit that where I come from. And he was just describing exactly how we celebrate football. And we were like, oh, yeah, we don't have anything like that, dude. That's sick. That's great.
I mean, he said it was fun for poor people.
That was funny. Yeah.
That was funny. But he said he was from Macedonia. I thought that was cool.
I don't even know where that is.
It's right above Greece.
Don't know where that is.
It's in Europe.
Italy? Oh, okay. I can envision it.
Did any problems come with you doing the FaceTime thing with the...
No, our manager wasn't there. Or like our big director wasn't there, and we had a chill manager, so they didn't care.
Nice.
We're way more focused on the fact that they scheduled this handball event to come in, and I don't know why they didn't think that no Americans. They thought this place would be packed to see handball. Like they thought people were going to come to TBK in masses and be like, "Holy shit, we need to see this handball league from Chicago, from Macedonia," and that just didn't happen. It was just the players and like 3 fans who traveled with them. So we lost like a shitload of money at TBK on this handball tournament. And also on handball, they put like this sticky like rat trap stuff all over the ball so it sticks to your hand. And that just got all over the court. So I don't know if it's still there, but like for a few days after that, maybe still, I think they're still doing handball stuff there. The courts are just sticky. Like you can't run on those basketball courts.
Yeah. And then it gets stuck to your hands and your shoes, so they would track it out of the courts and like all over the floor. And one of the janitors told me that cleaning the men's bathroom, it was just sticky everywhere because it was all over their hands. Like that is,
dude. And then after that, Ian got cut because we had no orders all day. Because the whole time we had that like remote screen to see if we had any orders, we didn't have any orders. We were up there for at least like an hour watching handball. We had no orders, and so right when we go back down when the handball is over, they send Ian home because we didn't really need 2 people, and they're like, "Hey Jacob, because you decided to stay, you got to stay an extra whole hour to feed these handball people. It's gonna be packed. We have 100 people." And I don't know why I thought 100 people was like 1 or 2 big tables. I was like, this is this shit, dude. I can do anything. I can run 100 people worth of food. But 100 people coming to TBK. They have like 1 server. They have me. I know you're sending stuff in the group chat. I bet it's funny. And they have like 2 cooks. And the handball people come in. They don't speak very much English. But they're ordering. Every single person definitely ordered. It was 100 orders coming in. And they barely spoke English, and I didn't know where they're going. And I would come up to these people, and they would be like, not speaking English. I'd be like, do you have a cheeseburger? They'd be like, maybe I have a cheeseburger. Maybe. But I came up to this one guy, and he was like, I gave him his cheese sticks. I gave him his mozzarella sticks. And he just looks at them in dismay. I'm like, what's wrong with your cheese sticks, sir? Did you not order these? And he said, fuck! I ordered cheese steak, not cheese stick. And that was very funny. He ordered a Philly cheese steak, and the server lady was like, he was like, I want cheese stick. That's what she thought he said. And I made $14 whole making that extra hell hour.
I can just imagine him right now. He's like staying like, fuck,
fuming. I'm fuming.
What David said in the group chat was sticky from the hit album Chroma Cope, the creator. You guys want to hear a funny Cinemark story as of recent?
I do.
No.
David?
David, when was the last time you contributed?
I do want to hear a Cinemark story. Go on.
I'd have sent Sticky into the
This
group
was
chat.
this was 2 shifts ago. I've said this before, but some people at Cinemark have just the worst sense of direction I've ever seen in my life. Like, even though there are massive signs that tell you where everything is, they just don't know where they are. They don't know where they're going.
Well,
so I'm heading over.
Parking lots look the same.
Okay, not that. I understand.
It's a perfect mirror image.
I understand not knowing what parking lot to go to. I don't understand being like, what theater? No, this guy last shift, he comes up to me. I'm standing
what number is 13?
I'm standing right outside of theater 12. There's a big sign that says 12. He comes up to me, not polite at all. He gets right in my face. Where's theater 12? It's right there. Oh, okay.
Right there, sir.
But I'm heading. Oh, geez. I'm heading over to the next theater. I'm heading across the building, and our next theater is theater 2. and the theater after that is theater 3. So we haven't cleaned 3 yet. And theater 3 just ended. Like, it isn't like it's been out for a while. It just got over. I'm heading to theater 2, and Emmy at Guest Services calls me over, and she's with this gentleman who's like 30 years old. She's like, hey, did you guys find a phone in theater 3? He lost his phone. And I'm like, oh, we haven't cleaned theater 3 yet. If you just want to go back into the theater you were just in and look for it, you can. And this guy, I don't know if the words I was saying just weren't registering in this guy's brains, but he's looking at me and he's like,
Dude.
But
he thinks he gets arrested if he goes back into the theater.
But no,
That's
he's
stealing movies.
But won't the sign be different? I'm assuming he was referring to how it will say 3 and then a different movie or like a different time. But like the movie just ended. You just came out of it. And I'm like, I guess I just repeated myself. I was like, if you just go back to the theater you were just in, you can probably find your phone in there. And again, he doesn't say anything. He just stares at me like this.
That's very funny. Dude,
So-
to think that he thinks that they rotate the numbers of the theaters every time they change the movie.
So I'm like, all right, sir, just
It's
follow
theater 6
me.
in this corner.
I'm like, sir, follow me. I take him down to the end of the hallway, and I point down. I'm like, all right, you see that theater right there? The one with the 3 on it? You want to go in there, and I promise your phone's right in there. And he's like, oh, okay. I go and I clean theater 2. I come out, and I see the guy walking past again, and I'm like, did you find your phone, sir? Uh-huh. All right. Good job.
Good job.
Oh man, it's so bad. It's so bad. Yesterday I went to see Thunderbolts. It was pretty good. It was very good compared to the last Marvel movie. And I guess
Captain America.
I can't help helping customers even when I'm not working because I see this couple at like the little kiosk, like the podium, and there's no one there to check tickets, but they scanned the QR code on their phone, and now there's like a screen in front of them, and like you're supposed to hit the print button to print your tickets out, but they were like lost, and I went up and hit the print button for them. And they were like, oh, thank you. And like one of my managers saw me do this, and they were like, come on, sir, you can't be working off the clock like that. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I just had to hit the print button for them. And so I'm just so nice.
What a kind gentleman.
I know. David,
We never.
Yo,
Jacob,
David's
go
got
ahead.
something.
I had nothing to ask. I was just saying, David.
Oh, we never actually talked about after prom because we got stuck on the sticky balls. But
All
the
right.
first after prom we worked, not David, Davenport. I was running pizzas. You were upstairs, and you were talking to my dad because my dad was like the reserve officer working at the after prom. He was talking him up, trying to get some insides networking. And I'm not gonna lie, I was running pizzas upstairs, and I was low key jealous that you were talking to my dad. I was like,
Really?
"You talking to my dad? I can't talk to my dad. I'm so jealous, dude. He's so much
Really
cooler
good.
now. I'm fucking
Really
loser. I
good
can't talk to my dad." Could you sense that? Because I feel like I was kind of staring at you, like not know what to say. I had no clue what to say though. I eventually jumped in.
I talked to your dad for like 2 hours that whole night.
Well, it was all there was to do because there was like nobody there.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you had like all 5 security officers at your bar just talking to you. That building was not secure for the 3 hours that you were talking to them.
Well, I had
He was a hoot.
a lot of questions. They really enjoyed talking to me. What can I say?
What were you asking
That
them?
one dude was just showing us all his funny gadgets, dude.
He was.
He
Yeah,
went
but-
to the Fortnite shop. He bought every like vest gadget. He's like 4 lights.
He kept
Very funny.
fucking blinding me with his flashlight.
Very funny.
Very funny. So I asked what I was
And,
asking him. I kept asking him like how to become a cop basically and what to do.
He got some nice info.
I
Then we
did.
went to Hertz, and
We did go to Hertz.
we went to Hertz at 2 in the morning because my dad drove me there, and he was gonna drive me home, but then we had to clean, so I was like, I'll just go home with you. And we went to Hertz. I don't remember if I bought you Hertz or not. I don't think I did. I don't think that's in your debt to me.
Nah, I
But
think I just.
I don't know.
think-
I don't really understand why Hertz Donuts is open 24 hours because they don't get any
It
service. At Hertz Donuts is the only thing up by TBK that's open 24 hours.
I didn't even
I
know
think-
that. Why?
I think they just clean all night. I think they are just open 24 hours. I don't know what the franchise is, but I think they're just open 24 hours because they're the only thing up there open 24 hours. So if you're up there real late, like at 10 o'clock when everything closes, you can be like, let's go to Hertz.
Isn't there a quick
But
start?
I don't
there, though?
understand.
Yeah.
Quick Star?
Yeah,
There's a
right
Quick Star.
over there. Like,
I don't-
if it's like 2 a.m. and I want donuts, I probably just default to a Quick Start. I don't know.
But yeah, the Hertz employees aren't even like happy to see you at
They were
2
so
in the morning.
pissed.
I mean, no wonder they were so pissed at 3 in the morning, and the donuts weren't even good. They don't make new donuts for 4 in the morning.
That makes sense.
They're just dry. I got the Elvis and it wasn't very good. It was like peanut butter
Mm.
and banana, which makes sense, but it's kind
I
of sick.
like donuts.
I don't know.
Prom season. Does anyone else got anything to say?
No.
We could talk about the PV after prom where we had to put all the tables away.
Well, is there more to that story than just putting tables away?
No,
mean, A little
Kinda.
bit.
well, there's these 8-foot long, very distinctly 8-foot long plastic tables that are like, how heavy would you say they are? I'd say they're 80 pounds, but that's just because I'm a bitch.
No, they're not 80 pounds. They're maybe 50.
Maybe 50 pounds. They're inconvenient to carry nonetheless.
They're 8 feet long.
And so, on the floor that they put all the tables on, they have space to store like 16 tables, which, if you're a math whiz, you'll notice that there's like 8 tables. Actually, I didn't tell you how many tables there were in total. There's like 24 tables. There's like 8 tables you have to put upstairs. And so they were like, you can maybe finagle these tables into the elevator, but otherwise you're going to have to do them the hard way. You're going to have to lug these 8-foot tables up the main staircase of the TBK Entertainment Center.
Jacob,
And Ian straight ahead. Ian was trying to go home all night. Ian straight ahead. He was like, "I'm gonna be the man. I'm gonna lift these tables."
yeah, let me explain. Jacob and the other kid were like desperately trying to fit these things into the elevator, and I was not having a bit. I was like, guys,
Well, Ian, you got there at
tables are
4. You got there at 4 p.m. This was 2:30 in the morning,
I was
and I was working with this like sophomore kid, and we were like, "Ian's a bitch. He's not letting us get these tables in the elevators." And we're trying to cram these 8-foot tables into like this maybe 4-foot wide elevator for at least like 10 minutes. And we're like, oh, why won't it work? And then the doors started like collapsing on us. And we're like, okay, maybe we'll take them upstairs.
Yeah, I was so pissed the whole time as they were trying to fit these tables, and I was going downstairs and upstairs.
Carrying tables upstairs, I think is what he said.
Yeah.
He might cut out a little bit.
But anyways, that's kind of the whole story.
Well, no, it's not,
No?
because I want this episode to keep going for 4 hours.
Oh my.
No, it's because the way you had set it up, you were the most tired. You were there for 10 hours on this point, and I was there for like not that long. This other kid was there for like a few hours. So you were very tired, and we were like, okay, we're going to have one person carry these tables up the stairs. We're going to have another person carry these tables into the room that we need to put them in, and the last person is going to set the tables up on the wall where they need to go. And immediately, or I didn't have a say. I was like, I'll do any job. I don't really care. But Ian was like, I don't know, you must have just thought we were both, little weak dipshits. He was like, I'll carry the tables up the stairs. I will carry 10 50-pound tables on my back up the stairs. And I was like, okay, I'm good with that. And then the second hardest job, setting the tables up, that other kid sort of just fits into that position. And then I secure my easiest position of moving the tables from the top of the stairs to the building, because you don't even have to pick up the tables. I was sliding these tables across the floor. I was running literally at like 10 miles an hour. I was running, sliding these tables like ice curling and throwing them at this kid who had to set them up. And Ian was carrying these tables up the stairs. I told him he looked like an Egyptian slave who was building the pyramid. That's legit. He had tables on his back, like carrying him like that. And I was just having fun, sliding these tables around the ground. It was pretty nice. But then
I was just trying to go home, so I was the most motivated to go home. So I chose to carry the tables up the stairs, and because I figured I was the strongest.
And to our dismay, once we go back downstairs, nothing actually came of it. But we were like, okay, we put these tables in this room. We put these 8-foot tables in this room with the sign that says 8-foot tables. We set them all there. And then we go down, and the entertainment center manager lady, she's like, actually, there's another room you're supposed to put all these tables in. But we're going to make the morning people do that. But for those 4 seconds where we thought we had to move all the tables, we were in shambles. The whole
Literally.
team was gone. It was sick that we got to go home. I sped and I overtook Ian on Tanglefoot at like 50
Oh
miles
my
an
god,
hour.
he did. That kind of scared me.
Well,
Ready for that?
then you Okay, you can't say that scared you because you flashed your brights at me.
Yeah,
You blinded
my way
me.
to get payback.
Did I flash my taillights? I don't know if that works or not.
No,
I tried to turn them off. I don't think you can do that though.
you waved at me, and I waved my my back windshield at you. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't see that. I did not notice that. I'm not an Easter egg hunter. I don't know.
I think we might
straight
want
to
to
sleep and I slept
wrap-
14 hours.
wrap the episode up, guys. We're
Sure.
slowing down.
Where are we at?
We're like an hour and fucking 15 minutes.
Oh my
Not
god!
even that long. I thought it was way long. I thought it was like an hour and 30.
Well, I don't know if we have much else to say about prom. I didn't even think we were going to talk about prom for the whole hour.
I've got lots to say about general.
Well,
It's been a month. We'll say that for the
Well,
Minecraft Let's Play.
Episode.
we'll save
may or
that
may
for a
not
future
happen.
episode. All right. Thank you all for listening. It's good to be back. Bye-bye.